Hi, my name is Cheryl Scott. I'm with The Merchant Strategy, and I'm a local consultant working with Griffin and Strong on this project. I would also like to introduce Cheryl Carpenter Climack, who is assisting us, and Hannah Rowell. She's the project manager with Griffin and Strong for the West Palm Beach Disparity Study. The purpose of this study. West Palm Beach has contracted with Griffin and Strong to conduct a disparity study to determine whether minority-owned and women-owned businesses have equitable access to city contracts in construction, professional services, CCNA, professional services, non-CCNA, other services, and goods. If disparities are identified, the study will identify the factors that may contribute to them. The purpose of this session is to hear candid testimony about your experiences, both positive and areas of concern, in doing business with the city of West Palm Beach, attempting to do business with the city, or your reasons for not having attempted to do business with the city. Griffin and Strong is not interested in influencing your expressions whatsoever. Rather, we seek a clear and honest image of your experiences. As a disclaimer, I would like to note that this meeting is being recorded. Everything said during this session will be available for public record, and all of your comments are going to be taken down, recorded, and summarized for our study. Griffin and Strong's final report will not publish the names, business names, or other affiliations of individuals who give testimony. During the public hearing session, we are not soliciting questions, but commentary only. Additionally, oops, sorry. Additionally, we will not be responding to questions or commentary other than to gain additional clarity for your comments. I will invite volunteers one by one to give their experiences and opinions. Any objections or similar experiences that other participants would like to share are encouraged, but they should wait to be cued by myself before sharing. We ask that all participants be treated with courtesy and respect by refraining from interruptions and harsh language. Before we move on, do we have any quick questions or concerns? No? Okay, we will proceed. When providing your comments, please begin by clearly stating your name and your business name for the record before beginning your testimony. Please keep your comments 3 to 5 minutes long so that everyone will have a chance to share. If your comments do go longer than 5 minutes, I will wave my hand to let you know to wrap up your comments so that someone else can share. If you run out of speaking time, but we do have additional time at the end of the session, I will come back to you so you can share any additional comments. Those are all the instructions we have for you today. We will now begin the public hearing session. Clicking the React bottom at the bottom of your screen will give you a little hand that you can raise first. It's the raise hand function if you'd like to share. Alternatively, you can unmute yourself to share your testimony. Who would like to begin? Please either raise your hand or feel free to unmute yourself. Hi, can I get your
Hi,
name?
this is Craig Glover, A Better Way Home Care. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Please proceed.
Great. Can you just rephrase or tell me exactly what you're looking for again? Rephrase those questions.
Absolutely, sir. One moment. Basically, we want to know what your experiences have been doing business with the city of West Palm Beach. Um, have you done business with the city of West Palm Beach? And also, if you've not done business with the city of West Palm Beach, we'd like to know why.
Okay. All right. So my experience has been very, very positive. I'm grateful for the opportunity provided. I am a Better Way Home Care business owner in the Styx Promenade here in West Palm Beach. And it was a little bit of a journey, but it was made very, very as easy as possible by not only the city, but the City Commission, the CRA, and the City of West Palm Beach Services, especially Frank Hayden and his department. I ended up buying a building in the Sixth Promenade, which was always a dream. The city and the CRA made it relatively easy to do. They didn't make it, it was a pretty straightforward journey that came with an opportunity to get grants to reduce to be able to build it out, to do the improvements, to be able to furnish it, and even before that, with the help to get certified so that we could compete for and get these grants. So the process was great. Frank Hayden and his team, Sandy Hammerstein in particular, they all really helped to make this process as easy as it might be to get from the beginning to the end. And now we stand as part of a community, the Historic Northwest, to be able to continue to build our business, to hire local people, develop them for careers, serve people, and to be part of making the community better. So I'm grateful. I'm really, really grateful for the process that the city developed to help business owners like myself achieve our goals, and then to have a really positive impact on the people that we hire and the people that we serve. It was a great process, great experience for me.
Greatly appreciate you sharing that, participant Chris. Thank you so much. Participant Trina, could you please speak? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
For you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So my name is Trina Slate Burks, and I'm with the company ATB Fine Art Group. So our experience was a little bit unique. It happened during the pandemic. My husband facilitated a mural that used to be on the wall on the 500 block behind Subculture Group. So it was these two heads with butterflies that expanded out. So the process was interesting because, again, it was during the pandemic. So we had put in our procurement paperwork, and literally about a week after we got the contract. So it was a positive experience. I can't say that it was bad. It was a challenge for us because materials were hard to come by. His was an installation versus just a paint project. So that was positive. I would like to see more of these kind of projects take place. Um, because it was a unique process versus like people are used to artists just painting on a wall as opposed to installation type work. I would like to do more partnerships with the city like this. So I think there's an opportunity at hand to be able to work with businesses like ourselves to do things like this throughout the city. We worked with ArtLife and the CRA on this project. They were very good about the way they funded the project, so we didn't fall into a situation where we were underpaid, which for artists that tends to happen. So I have no complaints. Again, I would like to do more projects like this, maybe on a consulting level. Um, so I think for where we stand as artists, maybe there needs to be a better way to communicate with the arts community of how they could be more involved, not just with some of the things they deal with, the taxing and all that stuff, but just like unique ways to bring us on as consultants to be able to help with the beautification of art with local artists versus bringing in artists from out of state. Since we are local and we pay taxes here, we live, work, and play, I think there's a really great opportunity. So that's where I stand on that.
We appreciate you sharing, participant Trina. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Participant Bill Buey, and I apologize if I destroyed your name, sir. Please share.
Don't worry about the name. I get that all the time. The last name is pronounced Bowie, Bill Bowie.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm representing Elite Mindful Health. We have not done any business with the city. That's probably mostly a result of having no idea that that was even a remote possibility. We deliver psychiatric mental health care services. Recently, I've found that there is some work like that, but I don't have clues yet on how to pick it up. I do note that there is an annual business matchmaker event going on this week. I'm signed up. I'll be there tomorrow afternoon, and I'll be introducing myself to some government agencies. We only registered with the city this year. For the past several years, my wife, who owns the business, has been operating it entirely by herself. She's the psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. This year, I've been working with her to expand the business. So I've registered with the city. I'm investigating the opportunities. I just don't know which ones might be out there. As soon as I find out, I'm going to try to engage.
We appreciate you sharing, sir. Thank you so much. Would someone else like to share? Let's see. Participant Alicia Singh, would you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself and your company?
Hey everyone, my name is Alicia Singh. My company is Compassion Focused Counseling and Consulting. I have not done any business with the city of West Palm Beach. I am a registered vendor with the city. I have reached out to the city. The work I do includes mental health counseling as well as professional skills development. And in all transparency, I was a former employee with the city of West Palm Beach. Back in 2023, I did have communication with someone at the city to do trainings for them. And then I got a phone call telling me that they were told not to offer me a contract. I have reached out to city administrators as well as HR, including this year, to find out why, and I've not had any responses.
We definitely appreciate you sharing that, participant Alicia. Thank you. Does someone else have any similar or other experiences they would like to share with us? Participant Angel Piero or Angel Piero, sorry. Okay. Participant Cheryl Jeter, would you like to share your experiences? Unmute yourself and introduce your company.
Yes, hi. My name is
Thank you.
Cheryl, and I'm with A and Associates Staffing Firm. And we have worked a few years with the city of West Palm Beach, but by way of more of bids, requests for proposals. And we currently are actually on a new contract with with a partner of ours, Andy Frame Services, to do the security down in the area. So we are very excited about the opportunity, and we have a very close relationships with some of the staff there. Sandy and Frank are actually wonderful. So I have no complaints on our end.
We appreciate you sharing. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Participant Danita Dehaney, would you be able to unmute yourself and share the name of your company and possibly an anecdotal experience? Participant Danita?
Hi, yeah, I'm
No
sorry, I couldn't
worries,
get
thank
to
you.
mine. Yeah, I'm Danita Dehaney. I'm the president and CEO of the Community Foundation for Palm Beach and Martin counties. And we partner with the city on a number of issues, and we have not had any problems. In fact, we enjoy our work with the city, and we're proud to call them partners and proud to collaborate.
We appreciate you sharing that. Thank you so much. Participant Hansel Bennett, would you like to unmute yourself and introduce yourself and business? How about participant Jocelyn Dillard? Could you please unmute and introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good afternoon. My name is Jocelyn Dillard. I'm with Dove Interpreting. I recently found out through the Office of Diversity, Small Business Development, that they will no longer be, how do I explain this? I have a um, minority women business certification,
Mhm.
and they will no longer be offering that. So I'm sorry, the reason why I'm speaking is for a question. It's not really any comment to do with the city of West Palm Beach, because I haven't had any experience working with them, but would love to inquire about it. So my question to the city, to you is the city still, does the city offer a certification of minority women in business?
Hannah, would you like to take that on?
Can't hear her. Can't hear her.
Hmm. Um, could you maybe put a link in there, Hannah, since for whatever reason we're not hearing you? Thank you. The city does offer that, ma'am. Hannah's going to post a link for you in the
Oh,
chat box.
okay, thank you very much.
Yes, when you were saying that there was no minority, were you referring to the Palm Beach County certification process?
Yes, through the county. I apologize.
No, no, no worries. I just want to make sure we were understanding you.
Yeah, they're good. They're doing away with it. You know,
We'll make sure that the link for the city gets put into the chat box, okay?
okay, thank
Did
you
you
very
have any other questions or comments regarding potentially working with the city of West Palm Beach?
No,
Okay. Thank you so very much. We appreciate your question and sharing.
thank you.
Just to check, can you hear me now?
Okay,
Yes,
now
ma'am,
I
we
can
can.
hear
Okay.
you.
There we go. Hey,
Yeah.
whenever y'all can't hear me, you always just got to do the unplug it and plug it back in and see if that fixes something. And it sure did. So I'm sorry about that, Jocelyn. I was over here chit chatting and didn't realize y'all couldn't hear me. But yeah, so that's good to know you were talking about the county versus the city. So I will throw a link in the chat really quick to the cities. I think they're the small business development programs that Frank and Sandy head up over there. So I'll put a link to that in the chat for you.
Excuse me.
Okay. And the contact person, can you do that?
I think Frank's information should be on the website, but I'll
Right.
double check that.
Okay, thank you very much. What's
Yes,
Frank's
ma'am.
last name?
Frank Hayden.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Participant William Kennedy, would you like to share? I noticed you put your camera on. Oh, you're muted, sir. There you go. Oh, still not hearing you.
Okay, you should hear me now. Yeah, I just
Yes,
came
sir.
off a 3-minute webinar and I had to facilitate. What do you want me to say? I just joined because
No
that
problem.
was
I'll give you a quick rundown. Bear with me. So the city of West Palm Beach has contracted with Griffin and Strong to do a disparity study determining whether minority-owned and women-owned businesses have equitable access to city contracts in construction, professional services, CCNA, professional services, non-CCNA, other services and goods. If disparities are identified, the study will identify the factors that may contribute to them. So
okay.
we're
So
basically looking for your experiences on whether you've done business with the city, have not done business with the city, what your experiences with them, and if you haven't, why?
I have done business with the city. I am Kennedy Project Management. I do project management certification training and project management consulting. Was at the city for almost 5 years doing project management, mainly consulting, but I was able to have a window of project management training in addition to the overall consulting. So no issues except one that I'll mention, develop good relationships. On my last contract where I was attached to a primary or prime contractor, $50,000 to do project management consulting for about a 6-month time frame, flexible hours. This was the second one. First one, I was the prime. So they came back and I was able to come in as a sub minority contractor, if you will. But one of the things with that, and I did write this up and submit to the survey that you put out, I was on the assignment working with third-party software known as Smartsheet, and maybe 2 weeks into the work, into the contract, my software license for Smartsheet was pulled, and having software license taken away from me, I couldn't really do my agreed upon project management contract that was established. Found out, well, the head of IT, information technology, Paul Jones, pulled my license. Don't know why. There was no cost to the license that was substantial. And I had used Smartsheet for close to the 5-year period that I was at the city. So I didn't understand why was it pulled. Having pulled that license, software license, I really wasn't able to do my job and carry out my agreed upon contract obligations.
Wow.
The long story short, I felt that that was a disservice. I stated that in the survey. Did get Frank involved, but Frank couldn't resolve the issue. I don't know why it was, and that was a big disappointment from my view, because the work performance of the work was great. It was just, we're taking away your software license. With that, my hands were tied, couldn't do anything. So I would like that stated, mentioned, published to find out what was really the root cause of having the license removed. But my contract, I had to end it because as a honest person, I couldn't do the work. Very, very disappointing, extremely disappointing.
Understand. We appreciate you sharing, participant William. Thank you.
Wow.
Kevin Obart, you could look with him, the director of engineering, who I was reporting to. No issues whatsoever in my tenure with the city. I was also in IT, so I knew Paul Jones, and Paul Jones knew me. But why it was pulled, I could never get a reason. I didn't go to him directly. I went through Kevin, who was and still is director of engineering services. Kevin is great, fantastic, highly recommend. But I never, and then I went to Frank, but I never got a clear answer.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing that, participant William. It will be recorded and included in the study.
And it is part of my filling out of the survey that I did submit last week.
We appreciate that, sir. Participant Juan Pagan, would you like to unmute yourself and introduce your business?
Cheryl, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Just
can.
making sure. Juan's with the Florida Hispanic American Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Participant, again, apologize if I destroy your name. Participant Tunde Ayantola?
Yes, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for getting us together on this Zoom call. Appreciate that. And we participated in the survey already. We submitted our review. And my name is Tunde Ayantola. I'm the owner MBCS Company LLC. I'm a small minority-owned company and women-owned as well. We are registered with the City of West Palm Beach, we're on the vendor list. We have not had the opportunity to win any bid so far with the city, but we've utilized some other city programs that were really very helpful to us. Hello?
Participant Jocelyn, could you please mute yourself?
I apologize.
No problem, thank you. I'm sorry, please continue, Participant Tunde.
Thank you. I wanted to say that we've managed to utilize some other resources that the city put forward, like the schooling that gave us the opportunity to win some credit line from some banks, which was through the City of West Palm Beach program that was put across. So we are grateful to Mrs. Emerstein and Mr. Frank Hagen for those kind of programs. And also the bonding capacity program that put forward, we are able to get the bonding for my company. But we've not had the opportunity, as I mentioned, to win any bids. So we've been participating in some of the solicitations that came through the city platforms. But we're still in the bidding process. Hopefully, we'll start winning some other bids that will be coming up in the future. So that's my experience with the city.
Thank you so very much for sharing.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Does anyone else have something that they would like to share?
Yes. Is West Palm Beach still utilizing, or Palm Beach County, are they still utilizing SBEs? Because there was a thing in the paper that they weren't utilizing SBEs anymore, or they were going to lose federal funding.
Hannah, you're muted.
There we go. Sorry, I'm struggling today, y'all. I did not see that came out in the news that you're referring to, but as far as I am aware from working with both the city and the county, I believe that yes, they are still certifying and utilizing small businesses for their projects.
Thank you for your question, Participant Joyce. Participant Lorraine Floyd, would you like to unmute yourself and give us the name of your business and possibly share something? Participant Lorraine? Okay, no problem. Would participant Maya McQueen like to share and tell us a little bit about your business?
Cheryl, she's internal.
Oh, sorry, that's the one you told me about. My apologies. Participant Timothy Wingate, could you unmute, share a little about your business and your experiences? Let's see.
Cheryl, I see Joyce is still unmuted. Joyce, I didn't know if you
Yeah,
wanted,
sorry.
other than your question, did you have anything you wanted to share as far as if you have experience working with the city of West Palm Beach or if you've attempted to work with them?
I've attempted to work in West Palm Beach. I'm actually trying to get certified through, I guess it's the school system now. I've not had any luck. I've found that I've gone to several meetings. I've done all the pre-qualifications to place bids, and I think that they use my bid and then underbid me. I've spent months and months trying to do different projects as an SBE, DBE, MWBE, and have never gotten a project. I actually did the runway taxiway at the Fort Lauderdale Airport back in 2011. And I actually was awarded that project only after about 6 months of jumping through every hoop, because I place my bid, and then they tried to decertify me because I didn't have bonding. There were, I had no retainage in my bid documents. They said, no, they always do retainage. Broward County had to get involved. I mean, I know this isn't West Palm Beach, but I have really not had a really great success with getting minority work.
And that example that you shared, that was more so with Broward County.
That
The
was with-
specific example that you
yes.
shared.
Yes, it was. That was with
Okay.
Broward County. I actually haven't gotten a job in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
And I've done some major commercial projects, but still haven't gotten the projects, even after attending meetings, getting pre-qualified, placing my bids, and never to hear.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone in attendance who, even if you've already spoken, may have some other thoughts you'd like to share, or even kind of revisit comments made by some of the other participants? If you could expand on your experiences that they may have had?
Can I say something?
Yes, participant William.
Okay, you had no issues with the city outside of the major one that I said.
Mhm.
That was a loss of potential revenue. I got partially paid of the $50,000 contract, but again, I could not in good conscience continue sitting there, not having the license taken away. I think that Frank's department is great. My only issue is it should have been resolved so that I would have had the license. I had the insurance that was required, everything that I needed, as far as honesty and openness and having a relationship for nearly 5 years. They knew who I was. I started consulting in IT, and then I was switched over to engineering services because they needed me, and my services mainly with Smartsheet, the software tool. So outside of that, I can't speak why, if others are not getting considered, whatever. I had no issue, zero. It was just that one area, and I would like for the takeaway of the survey to find out what happened to Williams' software license. Why was it taken away? Never got a solid and strong answer. Thank you.
Thank you, participant William.
Cheryl, I'm gonna stop screen sharing for just a moment so that I can grab that link and some other resources to place in
Sure.
the chat.
Thank you so much. Okay. Is there anyone that I have not called on that would like to speak? Share something about your experiences with the city of West Palm Beach? No, we do appreciate your time. We understand that everyone is very busy, but we appreciate your time and your input here. Trying to see if there's anybody that
Alrighty.
I have missed.
Who was it that asked me about this? Jocelyn, I think was who asked about it, but also for everyone else on the call as well. I've just placed, which it sounds like most of you guys are familiar with Frank and Sandy over at the Office of Small Business Programs, but I've put that link in the chat to their department's homepage. On the city's website, and there's a lot of really good resources on their website, and if you click that specific link and scroll down, there is a place where you can click about getting certified or recertified with the city. And I believe there's also a like brief video that you can click on that walks through some steps with them as well. So you should be able to find some good resources there, Jocelyn.
Thank you.
Can I make
Yes,
a
ma'am.
comment, please?
Of course, Juan.
Please.
Hello to everybody. I finally made it. I was on another meeting, so Well, the thing is, you got to keep, and I've been running this Chamber of Commerce over 20 some years here in the county, in Palm Beach County, Broward, etc., and throughout the state. The whole thing is when you register your business, number one, first you got to register with the state. Number two, when you want to deal with the county, you got to register with the county. And then if you want to deal with any specific city, just because you're registered with West Palm Beach, that doesn't mean you're registered with Lake Worth Beach. That doesn't mean you're registered with Boynton Beach. So each city has their own requirement. And one of the things we tell our small business owners, members of our chamber for many years, is that 80% of the information is similar. What is question 27 in the county might be question 13 on the city, so it is that type of information. One of the big issues we find is about, in this country, remember, you will be certain for only two things ever: death and taxes. So therefore, your tax records have to be part of that, and even if you just started your business recently, less than a year, normally it require about 3 years of taxes records. Even if you started less than that ago, you still got to have that 1 year or 6 months of what you've been reporting already. So the whole thing is get compliance with all the documentation, with all the requirements, and just because you are registered with the city, that doesn't mean you're registered with the school district. The school district is another registration process you got to go through. Yes, there's a certain level of reciprocity, but again, not all the questions are in the same fashion, in the same order, and all that. And the same thing happened with Broward County and Palm Beach County, and with certain portions of Miami-Dade County. So it is about how well, who's that, how do I call it, that CPA that is helping you with the numbers, to make sure that those numbers at the end shows us the right way. That's very, very important, to keep all the documentation, all that process. I know it's a royal pain. It's not easy. And sometimes sometimes the owners of a small business are as big as two owners. If you have a mirror in the room, if you have a mirror, the owner is only one. And that one is his own secretary, his own go-getter, he don't have to do everything. So that's the reality. But but here, I'm the city of West Palm Beach. We've been dealing with them for many years and all that. And yes, nobody's perfect, right? But they try to make sure that they take care of the small businesses that are in the city of West Palm Beach. And and again, you got to comply with all the requirements, because that's the legal stuff, that we got to do. We got to comply with. So it is about. I will encourage everyone to continue. And if you have any questions, you got the right name. You got the name Frank Hagen. You got Sandra Hammerstein. You got others in the city that are willing to help you. And the city of West Palm Beach is moving in a direction. And I've been a resident here of Palm Beach County over 30 some years. We're not going to talk about age, but it is about that they have changed the process and changed it in such a way, trying to make it a little bit easier for business to accomplish their goals. Because at the end, is the budget half a city that is remarkable, for 60% construction, 40% services. But you got to comply with the requirement. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, Juan. Before I talk about some of the resources in the chat, I just wanted to ask, for those of you who haven't had a chance to speak, I think Hansel, Lorraine, Timothy, if you have anything that you want to share, you can, of course, unmute and share. Alternatively, if you're in a situation where you can't use your microphone, you can drop your experiences in the chat room. But does anyone have any other comments that they would like to make? Kind of like Cheryl said, if anyone mentioned something that you maybe didn't think about in the moment that you were speaking, but it's something you'd like to elaborate on more. Do we have anyone who'd like to share any other experiences? Alrighty. If not, I'm going to point you guys to the chat room for some resources that I just popped in there. So you'll see 3 things listed: the website, the email, and the survey. So for the website, that's the designated West Palm Beach Disparity Study website that has a lot of information about who Griffin and Strong is, what a disparity study is, why we're doing a disparity study. There's some questions and answers on there. And then there's also an events page that has some of the recordings from events that we've had previously, such as the informational meeting, as well as the registration for events that we have coming up. So I just wanted to point that to you as well for a resource. Additionally, we have the West Palm Beach Disparity Study email address that I put in the chat as well. You can use that to email and ask absolutely any questions that you have about the disparity study, anything like that. You can also use that as a place for if you log off of this meeting and you realize, oh, I really wish I would have said this today, or I wish I would have shared this information. You can submit that to the disparity study email address, and we will take that into account as an anecdotal evidence, just the same way we would if you would have, unmuted and presented that today. So you can always get in touch with us and share information that way as well. And then most importantly, we have the survey of business owners, which I think William and some other participants on the call today have referenced, which thank you so much for your participation in that. So what they were referring to is the survey of business owners that Griffin and Strong has launched. I believe it's staying up until September 29th. So you have a couple more, or a week or so to complete that if you haven't already. That is really important for our anecdotal evidence collection because it asks a lot of questions about your business experiences, and things like that. So you can fill that out, and we utilize that for anecdotal evidence as well as other places in our disparity study. It's not very long. It takes anywhere from like 8 to 12 minutes to complete it. So we really want to make sure we have as many business owners as possible participating in that, so we have a lot of numbers to look at. So I encourage you, if you're like William and you've already completed it, if you have, the rest of your network and they haven't completed it, or maybe they aren't aware of it, if you would love to share that within your network, or if you haven't completed it already, then I definitely encourage you to do so. Oh, thanks, Timothy. I'm glad you completed it. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone's participation in that survey. We really appreciate it. And that's my spiel, Cheryl.
Thank you, Hannah. Let's see. Participant Hansel, would you like to share now? Maybe even just put it in the chat if you're not comfortable unmuting yourself and speaking. I understand this can be a little overwhelming and intimidating sometimes. Again, we truly appreciate everyone attending this and sharing their stories, their experiences, and their questions. It's a very important study. We will be on the line for the full hour, just in case somebody else does pop up that would like to speak or maybe joins late.
Yeah, I think we can go ahead and conclude the session for everyone that's on with us right now. Thanks everyone for attending and for sharing. Again, if you didn't share and you want to hang back, we'll be on until 1 p.m. As well. So feel free to do so. But thanks everyone for your attendance and taking time out of your day. And I hope you have a great rest of your week.
Thank you very much. It's great
Thanks.
information, great opportunity. And we're going to continue sharing, because that's what we're doing, sharing them through the whole county, through the whole community, and making sure that everybody, gets the requirements that they need to participate in a budget that's really amazing for the city of $3.8 billion, 60% construction, 40% services, and the city's here to help. Thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
We do it across Florida Hispanic American Chamber, but no, you don't have to be Hispanic. You can be a gringo too, and we will take you. No, not a problem whatsoever. But it's helping the community. That's what we do. Thank you. I got to run
so much.
meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Lorraine, I see you're still on. Would you care to share either by unmuting yourself or possibly in the chat?
Joyce or Hansel, do you guys have any comments that you'd like to share?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. I think you participated earlier. Thanks so much.
Yep, thank you.
Alrighty. Cheryl, we'll just stay on for the last 10 minutes just in case anybody pops on that's brand new so we can catch them up to speed and give them an opportunity. So we'll just be here.
This is Joyce DeYoung. I was trying to find out who it was. I put so much time into the Green K project. And I think Cooper Construction Management was handling that. I spent months submitting bids, getting pre-qualified. It was just unbelievable and never ever heard a word about the project. After I sent in all of my pre-qualifications, got pre-qualified, sent in my bid. I was really disheartened by that because I attended so many of the pre-bid meetings. And I just kind of felt like they already knew who they were going to use, and the minority thing was just kind of a facade.
And what project did you say that was specifically for you?
It was the Green K project.
Okay.
It was a progressive design build.
Okay. And that was with the city of West Palm Beach?
Yes.
Okay.
And Cooper, I think it was Cooper Construction was heading the.
Okay.
I mean, I actually had talked to someone when I first attended the meeting on it about getting pre-qualified and just. So it's kind of gotten to where, I don't even waste my time anymore. So I was glad to see that they had this information out on this disparity program
Right.
or survey. And I'm in the concrete and rebar business, and I think too, being a woman they just don't think a woman can do this kind of work. Maybe that's part of the problem.
Well, thank you for expanding on that you shared earlier and giving those
Mhm.
additional details. We appreciate that.
Mhm.
Alrighty, since we haven't had any further comments, we have reached 1 p.m. So we are going to go ahead and conclude this session. But as I mentioned earlier, if you do have anything that you did not share today that you would like to share or expand on, you can always send it to the disparity study email address that I placed in the chat. But otherwise, we thank you for your participation today, and we hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you, Hannah.